Ever walked into a crowded place and felt your energy drop, like a phone going from 80% to 5% in seconds? The lights are too bright, the music is a little too loud, and conversations blur into one giant wall of noise while people are laughing, talking, scrolling, rushing, and you're just standing there trying to act normal, wondering, why does this feel so draining? What's wrong with me? If you've ever asked yourself that, this video is for you, because you're not broken, antisocial, or weird. You might just be wired differently. When you walk into a mall, a party, or a busy street, your brain instantly starts recording everything. A baby crying to your left, feet shuffling behind you, strong perfume in the air, the hum of air conditioning, a song playing in the background, a couple arguing under their breath, the flicker of a neon sign. Most people filter out 80% of that without realizing it, but your brain keeps almost all of it, not hitting mute, but record, and that's the first thing to understand. If crowds make you feel tired, irritated, or overwhelmed, it's often because your nervous system is highly sensitive. You're not being dramatic. Your brain and body are literally processing more data than the average person in the same amount of time. It's like most people are on regular internet, and you're on super high-speed fiber, downloading everything, sounds, lights, body language, emotions, which is powerful but also a lot. So of course your mind needs more breaks. Society loves to label people who dislike crowds as shy, awkward, or antisocial, but you don't hate people. You probably love deep conversations and care deeply about how others feel. You just can't handle everything at once. You don't enjoy small talk over loud music, shouting just to be heard, or competing with noise for attention. Psychologically, many people who feel this way have a highly sensitive nervous system, which means you notice subtle shifts in tone, pick up on tension before anyone speaks, sense when someone is forcing a laugh or faking a smile, and can tell when someone's "I'm fine" isn't actually fine. That's not weakness, that's emotional intelligence. In a world that glorifies the loudest voice in the room, you're the one quietly reading between the lines. In big groups, you may feel like people start acting less like themselves and more like clones, laughing at jokes that aren't really funny, changing opinions just to fit in, putting on masks to be accepted. In large groups, many people unconsciously trade authenticity for acceptance, dressing the same, talking the same, thinking the same, liking the same things, and if you value individuality and honesty, that can feel deeply uncomfortable, like you're the only one still being yourself, while everyone else slowly blends into one big, noisy crowd. Your mind gets tired not just from the noise, but from the pretending to be more outgoing than you feel, pretending to be relaxed while you're overwhelmed, pretending you're having fun when your brain is begging for silence. And that's one reason you crave solitude, because solitude is honest. In quiet spaces, you don't have to wear a mask, match anyone's energy, or perform. You just get to be. On a brain chemistry level, extroverted people tend to get more of a dopamine boost, the brain's reward chemical, from social interaction in stimulating environments. A packed event, crowded party, or busy street can feel exciting and energizing for them, and their system says, "This is fun, let's stay longer." But if you're more introverted or highly sensitive, your brain doesn't respond the same way. The more stimulation there is, noise, lights, people, conversations, the more overwhelmed your system becomes, and your brain says, "This is too much, I need out." So, while one person leaves a party uplifted, you might leave feeling like you've just run an emotional marathon. It's not a flaw, it's your natural wiring. You weren't designed to live at constant volume 100. If you dread crowds, there's a good chance you're also more empathetic than average, meaning your brain doesn't just see people, it feels them. You walk into a room and sense moods. One person stressed, one anxious, one sad but hiding it, another overly hyped and using jokes to cover insecurity. Most people notice what's on the surface. You feel like you're carrying the emotional backpack of everyone around you. In a crowded place, happiness, stress, jealousy, excitement, anger, and boredom all swirl together like emotional static. And no wonder you feel drained afterward. You're not feeling one thing, you're feeling everything. That level of empathy is powerful. It makes you a supportive friend, a good listener, a thoughtful partner. But it also means you need to be more careful where and with whom you spend your energy. One of your biggest strengths is your love for quiet. Late night walks when the streets are empty and the world finally shuts up. That corner table in an almost empty cafe where you can hear your own thoughts. Long drives with soft music and no one asking questions. Sitting alone in your room, not lonely, but peaceful. Those moments don't feel boring. They feel like oxygen. You're not running away from life. You're returning to yourself. Because in silence, your mind can stop scanning everything and rest. You get to fully process your thoughts, hear your own voice again, and feel your emotions without everyone else's mixed in. Solitude isn't a prison, it's a recharge station. The catch is, we live in a world that romanticizes the grind, being hypersocial and constantly on. You're praised for going out, always being available, never missing parties or trends. People say things like, "Why are you so quiet? You should get out more. Don't be so serious. Just have fun." You're going to miss out if you don't come. But what they don't realize is that going somewhere that drains you is missing out on your peace of mind. You're not weak because you need more rest, not boring because you prefer deep conversations over loud chaos, not too sensitive because your nervous system reacts strongly. You simply understand something they don't. Peace is priceless. Understanding yourself is powerful, but learning how to live with this wiring in a loud world is where things really change. Being sensitive to crowds doesn't mean you must avoid everything forever. It means you get to be intentional. You're allowed to say no without guilt, leave early even if others stay, take breaks or step outside, choose small gatherings over huge ones, and have social hangovers that require a full day to recharge. Instead of forcing yourself to stay at a party until 2 a.m., because everyone else is, you can decide, I'll go for an hour, talk to a few people. If I feel good, I'll stay. If I don't, I'll leave. I am not trapped. The event becomes a choice, not a prison. You're not powerless in crowded places. You have more control than your anxiety admits. You can stand near the edges instead of the center, keep a trusted friend nearby, take bathroom breaks that are really breathing breaks, focus on one person at a time instead of scanning the whole room, and plan quiet time afterward so your nervous system has a soft landing. These shifts don't change who you are, they honor who you are. Think back to when you were a kid. Maybe you were the one reading in a corner while others ran around screaming or feeling uncomfortable at loud family gatherings, or being told, "Don't be so shy, stop being so sensitive." Over time, you might have seen your nature as a problem to fix or hide, but what if nothing was ever wrong with you? What if you were always just more tuned in, more aware, observant, and sensitive to what others ignored? That child is still inside you. Every time you push yourself into environments that hurt your nervous system because you're supposed to, that child feels unheard. Every time you dismiss your need for quiet as overreacting, that child feels rejected. But every time you choose a calmer option, staying home, leaving early, taking a walk alone, turning your phone off, that child finally feels protected. This isn't about avoiding life. It's about finally standing on your own side. You don't owe constant access to your energy to anyone, not friends, coworkers, strangers, or even family. Your sensitivity doesn't mean you're here to be an emotional sponge. You're allowed not to respond right away, to turn off notifications, let calls go to voicemail, and answer when you have the capacity, not instantly. The world might call that distant. Sometimes it's just self-respect. The right people will understand, and the wrong ones will guilt trip you, which tells you everything you need to know. So if crowds drain you, noise exhausts you, and you've thought, I don't fit in this chaotic world, maybe you're not here to fit into the chaos. Maybe you're here to bring calm to it. You're the friend who listens deeply, the person who notices when others are silently struggling, the one who doesn't need a spotlight to feel valuable. You're not less because you're quiet, not behind because you move slower, not broken because you need more space. You're just different, and the world needs different. The next time someone asks, why do you hate crowded places so much? You don't have to defend yourself or explain your wiring like it's a problem. You can simply think, it's not that I hate crowds, it's that I love my peace. Your quietness isn't emptiness, it's awareness. You're the kind of person who notices eyes looking away when someone hides something, the hesitation in a voice that says they're okay when they're not, the way someone is physically present but mentally gone. You read chapters of people others don't know exist. That's not antisocial, that's depth. So Let this be your reminder. There is nothing wrong with preferring calm spaces in a world addicted to noise. You have the courage to slow down when others speed up, the sensitivity to feel what others ignore, and the self-awareness to say, "No, this environment isn't good for me," and choose something softer. Your boundaries aren't walls, they're doors. You close to protect the warmth inside. When you decline invites that will drain you, leave parties early because your mind is fried, or choose a quiet night in instead of forcing yourself to keep up, you're not avoiding life, you're taking care of it. Are you someone who feels drained in crowded places, whose energy sinks the moment you step into chaos, or someone who comes alive in that noise and movement? Let me know in the comments. Are you team peace or team chaos? And if you're someone who chooses peace, know this. You are not alone. There are millions like you, overstimulated by noise but deeply moved by quiet. People who'd rather share one honest conversation than shout over music, who feel more themselves on a calm walk than in a crowded club. If this made you feel seen or gave you clarity about who you are, hit like so it reaches others who need it, and subscribe if you want more deep dives into how your mind and emotions work. Because here, we don't just scroll past what we feel, we explore it. If you want to connect with people who think and feel like you, check out the community linked in the description, a space for those who value honesty, depth, and peace over noise and performance. Until next time, protect your energy, choose environments that feel good to your nervous system, and remember, you're not too sensitive, too quiet, too much, or not enough. You're just deeply tuned into yourself and the world, and that is your superpower.